Good evening, Saron Church family and friends, anybody that's found this video, welcome. We are, I guess, in week 2 of the weirdness of the difference of the time we'll look back on and say, remember when we had to adjust things? And so that's what we're doing today. I have several announcements I need to make about some decisions we made last night at consistory that'll affect worship and things connected to our church in the next few days. So you'll hear in a minute that we're going to pretty regularly be on here sharing content. This will be the first of what will be a series of midweek worships on Wednesday night. So hopefully you are home and have been home for most of the day or all day, if you should be and need to be. Here are some updates that you need to know regarding what Saron has decided, what we're going to be doing in the weeks ahead. So effective today, our office is closed. You may from time to time see a car or a light at church, but the office is going to be closed. The door will be locked. That's for your safety. That's for the safety of the folks who work here, though most of us are going to be officing from home. So the best way to get a hold of the church is to call Pastor Jeff's phone number, which is 573-247-7808. To call my phone number, which is 713-397-3555. Or to call the church office, which is 812-847-4911. All of those numbers, if they hit the voicemail, will be checked regularly so we can respond to anything that you all need. We can schedule conversations. We can schedule help if you need some help. We can answer questions if you need questions answered. But those 3 numbers are going to be the best way to get a hold of anybody here at church, especially your 2 pastors. We have canceled worship through March. So we won't be worshiping the next 2 Sundays, the 22nd and the 29th, here Sunday morning. We anticipate that we'll need to make a decision about April, and we'll be making that in the next couple weeks, but we can say with certainty we won't be worshiping the rest of this month, of March of 2020. So make plans to be a part of live stream and see that wherever you catch the live stream or the recording. We'll have updates about further weeks as we get updates as they come through. It's an unfolding situation. Just in the last week, the governor said no groups over 250. That number changed to 150. The Center for Disease Control made that number 50 and actually said for 8 weeks. And the president made that no bigger than 10 people in a group for the next 2 weeks. We're in the middle of that right now. So if you would be patient with us, we of course would rather be worshiping. We, of course, would rather have Sunday church together, but we think the safest thing for everybody is to abide by those directives. So no worship for March. There are some things that you can do and be a part of. Our praise band is going to have a concert live streamed tomorrow night, Thursday, March the 19th at 6:30. Our praise band got together Sunday and put some music together. They're going to get together again tomorrow night and play pretty much their whole repertoire for you, and we're going to live stream that. So if you want to be a part of that, 6:30 tomorrow night, we'll go live right here on our Facebook page with the praise band. There's also a blood drive scheduled. One of the crucial things that is needed right now as hospitals scramble to respond to what they're going to need is they need blood. And so we have a blood drive set up this Saturday from 9 to noon. It's not a come everybody and hang out at the church and get your blood taken. It's actually schedule an appointment. There's a link that you need to go through and schedule your appointment for this. There's only 24 slots, so this isn't everybody, certainly, but those 24 folks will be helping a lot by donating blood this Saturday from 9 to noon, and there's a link you need to follow to schedule your appointment. If you are somebody who's in that high-risk category, whether you are delighted to hear this or definitely not, a 60 and over, I'm going to encourage you not to give your blood. That's going to compromise you further in a time when you shouldn't. It's going to put you out in the public in a time when you're told you should not be. So if you are 17 to 60, please follow the link that's provided. Sign up to give some blood. Here's how we're handling this going forward so that the church can still be the church, so that we are making sure that we are responding to people's needs, that we're providing some content so people can still grow in their faith in this time. We're going to every morning throughout the week, Monday through Friday, have a devotion on our church website, on the church Facebook page, and on YouTube. That's the 3 places you'll be able to find that. At 9 o'clock, Monday, Tuesday, not Wednesday, excuse me, Thursday and Friday, you're going to be able to have a morning devotion Pastor Jeff or I, or maybe a guest from time to time, are going to come on, share a story, read a scripture, share a reflection, some way to kind of center us through the morning. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, there's going to be a kids' time, basically a children's moment for your kids. On Tuesday and Thursday at 4 p.m. So you can see that whenever, but 4 p.m. is when we're going to post it, so that your kids can also be getting fed throughout this time also. On Monday and Friday at 4 p.m., we're going to share a piece of music from our praise band. A piece of music from either one of those folks or the group of those folks sharing some music, so you can get a little shot in the arm at the end of the day also. Midweek worship is going to be 7 p.m. on Wednesdays going forward until we're back to worshiping normal. We'll have an abbreviated worship service, a little teaching, a little music, some prayer time, Wednesdays at 7. And then we're going to have hangouts for a couple of groups. Youth are going to hang out together at least once, maybe twice throughout the week, so that we can have a check-in and make sure everybody's doing okay. And a couple of Sunday school classes are looking at that option also. So Lori's Sunday school class, I know, is going to have a Zoom hangout and do their Bible study that they were doing on Sunday mornings throughout the week. We're working on ways to serve those who are considered at risk. What local health professionals have told us is that if you're in that high-risk category or most vulnerable category, 60 and over, you need to not be in public. You need to not go places where other people are. You need to lay low and hunker down. Stay home and be safe. And so what we want to make sure we're doing is contacting those folks, making sure that they are hearing from their church family, hearing from folks throughout the week, and make sure that we are taking care of any of their needs. So if they need somebody to go to the grocery store, need somebody to go pick up a prescription, what have you, we're going to mobilize around that. So if you are somebody who is over the age of 60 and still want to help, you can. What we're going to have for you is some assignments to make some phone calls to folks. If you're under the age of 60 and would like to help, we're going to assign you the task of running some of these errands. On the other side of running an errand, it'll look like this. I'll go and get some milk and some eggs for somebody, and I will leave it on their porch and pick up money that they have left or a check, or we'll settle that later. And I'll get back in my car and drive away, text them that it's there, or wave to them through a window. What we don't need is people going and visiting after that errand has been run. What we don't need are folks that aren't supposed to be out coming into contact with people who have been. So anybody that wants to be a part of that team, there's a spot for you. Unfortunately, what we're going to try to do is use that dividing line that we've been told are the most vulnerable people around age to decide what job you can have in that. And if you are immunocompromised, no matter what your age, you can't be doing anything at all. You should be at home. You can't be running errands, certainly, for other people. We're going to abide by the direction that we're getting from the medical professionals in our church. But that's what we're going to try to do. Have a web presence that provides some content, have a physical presence of picking up running some errands and getting things for people, have a presence via telephone of making sure people are doing okay through this and hearing from their church family in the midst of this. Those are all of my announcements. I did want to do a quick devotion while I had you here, read through some scripture together and just share a couple of words if I could. I know it is scary times. There have been scary times before, and scary times throughout Scripture. And David wrote this Psalm number 46, when he was in one of his scary times, when it looked like the world was in real peril. And he came to focus on the notion that God hadn't gone anywhere, that God was still present. So Psalm 46, in whatever Bible you have, feel free to open into it. I'll be reading it here. It reads this way. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth should change, though the mountains shake in the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, though the mountains tremble with its tumult. There is a river whose streams make glad the city of God, the holy habitation of the Most High. God is in the midst of the city, and it shall not be moved. God will help it when the morning dawns. The nations are in uproar, the kingdoms totter. He utters his voice, the earth melts. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. Come behold the works of the Lord. See what desolations he has brought on the earth. He makes wars cease to the end of the earth. He breaks the bow, shatters the spear. He turns shields with fire. Be still and know that I am God. I am exalted among the nations. I am exalted in the earth. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. Perhaps you are stuck at home, or you've been running errands though you're not supposed to, and been flitting around town though we're told you shouldn't. And all the while you were wondering, what's happening? Where's this going? How bad is this going to get? Maybe you are panicked or scared or just sad. I want you to hear these words that God is our refuge and our strength, an ever-present help in times of trouble. And man, this sure seems like one. We are told that God is a refuge like a fortress. That's what that word is in other translations. A place of strong holding for us. And we are told to just be still and know that God is God. Present and loving and kind and with us. I hope that is a comfort to you in these times. I hope that the things that we're doing as a church, trying to reach out and trying to take care of folks, trying to provide content through multiple mediums so people feel still connected to what's happening in the world through their faith, is helpful to people. Helps them know God is still present throughout all of this. Hopefully, this will last not as long as they are saying now. Hopefully, we'll be back to worship together soon. But possibly, we're going to have to figure out how to be church in the midst of all of this. And that's what we're trying to figure out now. There are a couple things I didn't share with you quite yet that we're working on. One is a way for folks to give still to the church throughout this time. We're going to have an online giving option live here soon. You are certainly more than welcome to send in your tithes and offerings through the mail. A couple of those arrived here this week. That's still important because we're still going to be working hard for you. It's just going to look different and feel different for a while. Hopefully, though, it'll still be a blessing. We're also looking very forward to the time we can get back together and worship in the sanctuary again. I don't know if that's Easter. I don't know if that's after. I don't know if I'm a dad by then or not. Man, I'm thinking about that every day. And whatever it is that you are anxious about going forward, I hope that you dig back into this psalm when you are and understand that we are just asked to be still and to know that God's with us and God has this, that God is in control, certainly. And here's a thing that I'll leave you as we depart. Our mission statement that we say at the end of every worship still holds. It still counts. It's still good counsel for the days before us. We should still be trying to know, grow, and show the love of Jesus Christ in every way that we are capable, in every way that is possible. That's what we're going to be trying to do these next few weeks as the world is just weird, different than it ever has been before, but God is still God. And that's good news. Amen.